Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cropper here. Anoop Verma has said something substantive enough for me to reply to. Not particularly substantive, but substantive enough for me to reply to. The most previous video I did to him was saying that he wasn't being substantive at all and he made no argument. His thing was just, it was about Sisyphus. It was just fluff. So, he has said something at least substantive. Now, this is in a YouTube comment. Pardon me, this is in a Facebook comment, so it's not in the YouTube universe. But he says, one of the reasons that Ayn Rand's philosophical legacy is in bad shape is not because she's being attacked by other philosophers, but because there hasn't been any attack at all. In other words, she's being ignored, right? Look at the other philosophers, the kind of arguments they have. Such argumentation is missing in objectivism. Well, what would we argue about exactly, Anoop? Now, we do actually argue pretty strongly about the border wall and immigration and how to handle that, right? There's a certain YouTuber who was a big commenter on my videos and really did a lot of research and pointed me in the right direction a lot. And his name was Legendre on the old YouTube thing. And he virtually quit talking to me because I'm in favor of Trump. So the objectivists are not a happy camp on absolutely everything. However, the places where we differ is usually like the applications in politics. But on the principle, like both of us are saying, no, I support objective individual rights. No, I support objective individual. No, I support objective individual rights. No, I do. So we agree on the principles. We just disagree on applications. So he's wrong. Objectivists do have arguments inside, just not anything about the philosophy. What would we argue about? It's crazy. Look at the other philosophers and the kind of arguments they have. Yeah, Anoop, there's something that you don't really appreciate about objectivism, and that's it's different from other philosophies. It's not just one of the philosophies. He's like, why aren't you like all the other philosophies? They have a bunch of infighting. Look at the infighting that they have. All right, yep. True. Okay, since 1950s, when objectivism began, the objectivists have hounded and excommunicated several people. What does that have to do with axioms and reason as the means of life? What does that have to do with that? You're saying Joe was a schmuck? Psh, I don't care. What about all the people around him? I mean, 2 or 3 prominent objectivists have a scandal. There are dozens of other prominent objectivists that just carried on. Other people kept on thinking about the philosophy and reading about it and spreading it. And there were other people who never gave a damn about what was going on with all those people. They didn't care about the scandals. They just carried on being objectivists. So, very strange for you to view a scandal among a few people as an essential in the philosophy. So they've excommunicated people, but none of the excommunications was over philosophical reasons. People were excommunicated over personal differences. Well, what about David Kelly? Right? What about, wasn't there a thing between David Harriman recently and Peikoff, too? They're always excommunicated over personal differences, ego clashes, relationship issues, or some other petty issue. Okay, what are you bringing it up for? I mean, so is it an issue of principle or not? If it's an issue of principle, then what do you've not heard of David Kelly? I think there's quite a fact versus value is Leonard Peikoff's essay on that subject. And fact versus value is one of the best essays in philosophy in the history of mankind. Well done, Peikoff. That is one of the best essays ever. Okay. There is no philosophical argument within objectivism. All objectivists in the ARI agree with each other on every issue. How is that even possible? It blows his hippie noodle that a group of people could get together and identify facts about reality and list them and then just get on with their damn lives and not have to argue about reality anymore. There are so many facts about reality that are set down with evidence. We're just done. We're over it. We don't need to argue about whether, the government should have control over our speech or not. We're not arguing about that. Now you guys are arguing about stuff every week. You say society's changed and now we need communism. Now we need the universal basic income because society's changed. You guys are the ones that reevaluate stuff all the time, not the objectivists. So, shouldn't be strange. It is strange to him, though. He says, I'm not smearing Rand's philosophy, but I tell the truth about it once or twice every month. No, all I can see is you gibber and smear once or twice every month. But at least he said something substantive enough here that I could at least make this video replying to it. There you are, Anoop. At least you tried to say something.